KSRI is organizing uh, KSRM faculty lecture series since from 15th of this month. So every day, our college faculty are presenting, giving lecture for half an hour in latest technology to our colleagues and students. As a part of this program, today, Sri M. Bhaskar Reddy sir, associate professor from EEE department, is going to give lecture on solar power plants. Uh, so I request Bhaskar Reddy sir, please start the session, sir. Hello, sir.
Sir, please unmute your mic, sir.
So good evening to everybody, my students, my faculty. I think that this is a very great decision from the management, including CRI. I already told that because they are conducting the lecture series based on the general information, which will give the beautiful knowledge to the students. So as part of this faculty lecture series, I have taken one topic that is called as a solar power plants. Because it is today is a trending system. The solar power plant is a trending system. That's what I have taken this particular the topic today. So I think in the half an hour I will share almost basic information regarding the solar power plant. So how the solar power plants will establish, what is the advantages of the solar power plant, and where you can locate, or what are the steps to locate, what are the individual points in the particular solar power plant. So now is it visible for you? The screen is visible for you?
Sir, okay, sir. It's visible, sir.
Is it okay? Right. So this is my topic. So my topic, I already said that solar power plant. In that, I'm just going to explaining about the main components of the solar power plant, working principle of the solar power plant, and what are the advantages of the solar power plant. In addition to that, what are the disadvantages of the solar power plant? Normally, before going to this particular before going to this particular topic, everybody is aware of the electrical energy. Without electrical energy, there is nothing is there in the universe, because the electrical energy will almost playing important role in the development of the GDP of the any country. Because the economy rate of the country is always depends upon the electrical energy generation as well as the supply. So when you want to generate electrical energy, there are several number of the sources to generate electrical energy. Normally, the sources are two types. The one source is will last for long time. One source is will close for a shorter time. One type of source will maybe remains for long time, and one type of source will be only for a shorter time. For example, we are getting an electrical energy, and before going to this particular electrical energy, we'll start defining from the first topic, that is nothing but energy. Nothing but what is meant by energy? Energy, you know that energy is a capability of doing work. Even a man, if the man wants to do any work, he need of a strength. Nothing but the ability of a person to do something is called as an energy. Here also, I'm taking one energy. Energy is always defined as the ability of a work. But we know that the energy can be energy can never be created nor be destroyed. But you can transfer from, or you can convert energy from one form to the other form. One simple example I will take, like you are taking an immersion water heater. You are taking immersion water heater. You are giving the input as electrical energy, but you are getting of heat energy. Nothing but the electrical energy converted as a heat energy. If you take a micro oven, if you take an electric car, you are giving electric energy as an input, but you are getting of the mechanical energy as output. That's what I'm telling, that the energy can be converted from one form to the other form, but it never be created or not be destroyed. So energy is always is a conversion form. So the unit of the energy is always nothing but a joule. Is nothing but a joule itself. That is a simple form of the energy. The energy is the capability of doing work, of ability of doing work for anything. The energy can be converted from one form to the other form. I give the example. The electrical energy can be converted into mechanical energy. Electrical energy can be converted into heat energy. And there are different types of the energy forms. Nothing but we have a chemical energy, we have atomic energy, we have a sound energy, we have a light energy, we have a kinetic energy, we have electric potential energy, even we have a stored energy, even we have a heater, thermal energy. These are all the various forms of the energy, various forms of the energy. For example, if you take just a simple, I take the heat energy or the thermal energy, or if you take a sound energy or light energy, these are all the various forms of the energy. Nothing but the varieties of the forms of the energy we are having of, and basically it is called as a stream. It is called as SREAM. That is nothing but S is called as a sound energy, R is called as a the radiant energy, and E is called as electrical energy, and A is called as atomic energy, and M is called as mechanical energy. So sound energy, I already told that the sound, the first one is a sound energy. Normally, we are using an amplifier, we are using a speaker, so which always provides like a sound energy. So which can be transferred, which can be traveled from one area to the other area. So it may be traveled through the media like a air, through the media like a water, through the media like any metal piece. It will be transferred. So whenever the sound is producing only based on the vibration, and the sound energy can be traveled as a wave in all the directions, and the media may be. And today, almost the sound energy is playing important role in several designing of a speaker, several designing of microphones, several designing of a musical instrument, several designing of horns, several designing of whistles. So entire technology is depends upon the method of the mode of transfer of the sound. For example, we are using a mobile phone, we are speaking, and it is transferring. The media may be different. The media may be different. The media may be different because it may be converted in one form and may be traveled to other area. Again, it may converted into one more. But anyway, it is traveling through the media like a air only. And we have the radiant energy. But it is a combination of the light energy as well as the heat energy. It is a combination of a light energy as well as the heat energy. And it also, like a sound energy, it can be travel in all the directions. For example, glowing a bulb, maybe a sun, maybe any light of the car. This is called as a radiant energy. The radiant energy is a combination of a heat energy as well as a light energy. It can be travel like a sound energy in all the directions. And even in case of electrical energy, I already told that electrical energy, without electrical energy, there is no appliance in a particular the universe. The economy of the India, the economy of the country, the economy of the any universe is depends upon the availability of the electrical energy. That's what every country will go for a development, will go for the establishment of the number of industries, because the industries comes even there is a land, even there is a money, but without electrical energy there is no industry will be established in the particular the area or in the country or in the particular world. That's what the electrical energy became so popular in developing of the country economy. But here also the electrical energy producing by many number of use, by many number of ways, but that electrical energy can be used in all areas, even in case of a residential, even in case of commercial, even in case of agriculture, even in case of railway tracks or electric trains, even in case of a TV, in case of a radio, whatever it may be. There are several number of appliances which are running by mean of an electrical energy. Even we have one more thing that is called as an atomic energy. Nothing but it is generally producing due to nuclear fission and nuclear fusion. Normally, we are using a chain reaction process in the nuclear power plant. The energy which is generating during this chain reaction process and that is called as an atomic energy. And we have a mechanical energy. Just now I told the one energy can be converted into the moment. For example, today everybody is speaking about electric vehicle. Nothing but the electric vehicle is taking off electrical energy as an input, but giving the output as a moving nothing but mechanical, moving nothing but mechanical. The electric vehicle, it may use a battery power supply. That is called as the storage of the storage device for the electrical power supply. Whatever may be the power supply in the battery, which is in the form of a DC, can be converted as a moving. That is called as mechanical energy. With a one prime mover, the car is automatically running. Even today, we are using a e-cycle, because when you are using a electric car or electric traction or electric train or electric cycle, whatever it may be, that when you are not using a diesel as a fuel, when you are not using a petrol as a fuel, when you are using a electric a power as a fuel, it automatically reduces the pollution content. So the mechanical energy is nothing but a moving energy. Mechanical energy is nothing but a moving energy. So the entire energy divided to the five sections. One is called as sound energy, other is called as radiant energy, other is called as electrical energy, other is called as atomic energy, and other is called as mechanical energy. Number of times I am discussing about this atomic energy because the people of India, the people of other places are not aware regarding the advantage of the atomic energy. Because when you go for this nuclear power plant, the generation of electrical power is more compared to the other, because with a lesser input, lesser amount of the raw material like uranium, thorium, plutonium, whatever may be the nuclear material, it generates more amount of electrical power. But in our country also we have a less number of nuclear power plants, because there is no awareness to the public. The public always feeling that when you have a nuclear power plant, there may be a radiation extraction, there may be a radiation comes out from the nuclear power plant. That radiation may cause the damage of the public or may cause the damage of the other system. But that is not the system, because when you are keeping a nuclear power plant, they will take all sorts of the protection manner to not to come the radiation from this nuclear power plant to the outside. That's what the atomic energy is the more powerful energy, and even in case of a generation of electrical power also. So this is a simple methodology. What is meant by energy and what are the types of energy or forms of energy. But out of this, I told even out of all these things, the radiant energy or a light energy. The radiant energy is coming from the one is a major the planet, that is nothing but a sun. Now one energy coming from or the light energy coming from sun, which is using to generate electrical power, that is called as a solar energy. Now particular topic today we are concentrating on only the energy coming from sun. The energy coming from sun, I told already, there are different type of sources to generate electrical power. Some sources will keep for some time and sources will keep for long time. For example, if you take a thermal power plant, which is always using a coal as a raw material to generate electrical power plant, to generate electrical power. After 100 years, the coal may not be available. After 100 years, the coal may not be available. Even it is available, the quantity of the coal automatically reducing, the cost of the coal become as a maximum. When the cost of the coal is become as a maximum, the cost of generation of electrical energy becomes maximum. That's what our scientists, our governments has decided to generate electrical power based on the source which are not exhaustible. ఏదైనా ఒక సోర్స్ ఆఫ్ జనరేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఎలక్ట్రికల్ ఎనర్జీ కొన్ని ఏండ్ల తరబడి అయిపోకుండా ఉండే విచ్ ఆర్ నాట్ ఎగ్జాస్టబుల్, అలాంటి తీసుకున్నామంటే జనరేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఎలక్ట్రికల్ ఎనర్జీ అనేది ఈజీగా ఉంటుందనే దానికి వచ్చినప్పుడు మాత్రమే దెన్ ద గవర్నమెంట్ ఆఫ్ ఇండియా హాస్ థాట్ ద alternatives. One alternative is a solar alternative, one alternative is a wind alternative, one alternative is a hybrid alternative, both are sun and wind alternative, and other is a tidal alternative and a ocean thermal power plant. So So there are different or varieties of alternatives as taken by the government of India or government of other state, other countries also. They are concentrating on the solar, which is not exhaustible. Even 100, even after a number of years, the wind never be exhausted after a number of years. The solar and wind never be exhausted after a number of years. But in some areas, we can say why? Because the solar and wind never be exhaustible. At the same time, the ocean energy also nothing but called as a tidal energy. The tides on the ocean also will generate electrical energy. The tides never be exhausting, it never becomes zero. It is continuously, it is continuously. So only the to and fro motion of the tides will generate electrical energy. But now we are, even though the solar is having of more advantage, wind is having of more advantage, the tidal power is also having of more advantage. But today we are just concentrating only on solar because it is a God gift. That's the energy which is coming from solar is a God gift. Almost by using of this particular solar, we will generate a major value of the electrical energy in the India. Not only generating of electrical energy in the India, we can make use of the wasteland which is in the India. The slide is indicating that almost we are getting of 5,000 trillion kWh per year. Energy is incident over India's land area. This is the incidental energy coming from the a particular solar. But apart from that, we will generate nearly almost 4 to 7 kilowatt hour, nothing but 4 to 7 units. 4 to 7 in kWh stands for the units per square meter per day. So, for example, you are insulating the sun ray on a 2 by 2 meters, nothing but 4 square meter, 4 square meter. You will generate nearly 16 to 28 units per day by incidenting the solar energy on a particular land. That's what one simple 4 square meter land generating of 16 to 28 units of electrical power by incidenting of solar energy or sun energy or solar rays or solar light on the particular area. Even when you are speaking about the solar system, when you are speaking about the solar energy power plant, then you can speak about the use of the wasteland. Nothing but you can use a wasteland and you can generate the amount of electrical power. Then what is the advantage of generation of electrical power by means of a solar? Nothing but even the solar energy never be exhaustible. When you have two types of solar power plants normally. The one is called as a grid connected solar power plant. Another is called as a off grid solar power plant. Nothing but one is called as a on grid, other is called as a off grid. Normally we will speak. Everybody knows about UPS. Everybody knows about UPS. The UPS. What is meant by UPS? I think a number of computer students also present. Every computer center is providing with the UPS. The UPS is nothing uninterruptible power supply, uninterruptible power supply. But in the UPS itself only there are two. Normally you are using in your home also. That is called as an inverter. See, the inverter in your home is different from the system which in your computer center. Both are different, but both are supplying of same. Even in your home also, when the power supply has gone, your appliances are continuously running. But even your computer center also, the power supply has gone, your applications, your appliances are running. In both the areas, even in your home or in your the computer center, the purpose is same, but there are two. The one is nothing but a off grid, other is nothing but a on grid. One is nothing but a offline UPS, other is nothing but a online UPS. The system which you are using in your home is called as a offline UPS. The system which you are using in your home is called as a offline UPS. That will supply the electrical power only when the supply has failed. The main supply fails. The system which in your home will supply electrical energy only when the main supply fails. But the system in your computer center will supply electrical energy when the main supply fails. Then second is when the voltage is fluctuating. When the voltage is fluctuating, until the voltage fluctuates is equal to zero, it is supplying of a backup power and to avoid the damage of the equipment. Like here also, we have two schemes of the solar power plant, and one is nothing but a off grid, other is nothing but a on grid. Normally in the rural areas, they are recommending only off grid. Why they are recommending off grid in the rural areas means, for example, and there is a one tribal area, they need to boil the water, they need to heat the water, they need to cook the food, they need to do something. For example, whenever they want to cook the food, they need to get a firewood. The girls or the women which are belongs to the tribal or a rural area, they want to go for a forest or nearby. They want to collect the firewood and they want to make the fire and they want to do the cooking or they want to do the rice or they want to heat the water. Normally, when they are using a firewood for cooking or firewood for heating the water, everybody knows that the firewood always create a smoke. The smoke, when the person who inhaled the smoke, and automatically their life period is goes on decreasing. Nothing but the heating of water or cooking of food, using of a firewood will reduce the life period of a person. But when you replace the firewood with the help of a sun, when the government supplies solar cooker, solar water heater for the people who are in the rural area, the people who are in the agency area, the people who are in the remote area, they don't use a firewood, they will use a solar cooker, they will use a solar lantern, they will use a solar water heater. But when they are using a solar water heater, then they are using a solar cook, they are using a solar lantern, even solar lantern is also there. Lantern is also there. Then the life period of the human being automatically increased because the solar never produced any pollution at all. The solar never produced any pollution at all. Based on this number of activities, the government of India has concentrated on development of the solar, and they have initiated one national solar mission. Not only this, today we have Solar Energy Corporation of India is also there. Nothing but these are under MNRE. These are under the MNRE, Ministry of Non-Renewable Energy Sources. This is under by the government of India. The MNRE, we have two schemes. One mission is called as the National Solar Mission. Other is called as a SECI. Then you can indicate jail. Other is called as a SECI. That is called as Solar Energy Corporation of India. The MNRE, which is under the government of India, has given a target to the solar mission as well as the SECI, that is called as Solar Energy Corporation of India. And you have to develop a solar power plant that is called as solar parks. Even we have a biggest power plant in Karnool. Even we have biggest power plant in Kadri, that is nearby NP Kunta. So that is called as a solar parks, where the number of plants are maximum, where the generating capacity is maximum, where the availability of a solar power plants are maximum. That is called as a solar park, solar power plant. But the solar mission as well as the Solar Energy Corporation of India, again they have introduced a different or decentralized activities for the states. Even our college is only having a 550 kilowatt of solar power plant. Our the college is also having a 550 solar kilowatt of solar power plant, which is a green energy generation, because the solar power never produce any pollution, so that the pollution content is zero. That's what the solar energy is called as a green energy. Now even KSRM Engineering College is also under the green energy generation. But whenever you want to encourage the solar power plants, then the government has to initiate some of the incentives to the public. Now ourselves also we got a 30% subsidy from the government as part of the installation of the solar power plant in our college. Because why the government is giving a subsidy to the solar power plants? Because the government is indirectly increasing or encouraging the green energy, pollution less atmosphere. When the pollution less atmosphere is present, the life cycle of the people in the in the state or country automatically increases. That's what the government of India providing all sorts of facilities to the individual to develop a solar power plants and to encourage a solar energy. And almost by 2024, almost nearly 30% of the India requirement will met by the solar energy. Will not by a thermal energy, will not by a hydro energy, will not by a diesel generating station, will not by a other generating station. The almost 30% of the India requirement will be done by the particular solar energy. And what are the components of a solar power plant? First of all, I said already, what are the components of a solar power plant? The main components of a solar power plant is a solar panel. That is the first one is a solar panel, and second one is an inverter, and third one is a direct. I already said that there are two types of power plant. One is called as a on grid, other is called as off grid. So here the battery indicates only for a off grid. The battery will be optional. When you are going for a off grid, the battery will be present. When you are going for a on grid, the battery never be present. Ours is an on grid power plant. We have no battery backup. But in case of Kurnool, we have two. We have a two that is nothing but a on grid without backup, on grid with backup. I said already there is a one, the solar park in a Kurnool, which has two options. One is nothing but on grid, other is nothing but on grid with backup. What is the advantage of a backup? I will explain in later slides very clearly. So if you see this diagram, our main part is a solar panel, our second part is an inverter, and third part is automatically a connection, which may be a battery or something. Then how the solar panel is made up of? The solar panel is made up of number of solar cells. Nothing but number of photovoltaic cell. Photovoltaic cell అంటే పెద్ద ఏం కానే కాదండి సింపుల్ సిలికాన్ సో తయారు చేసిన మెటీరియల్ లైక్ for example, everybody studied about a diode because the students are even from mechanical engineering, civil engineering, the electrical engineering, computer science engineering. They are studying a basic electrical engineering or fundamentals of electrical and electronics engineering, and they are studying about a diode, a simple system, simple device that is called as a diode. Diode is normally a semiconductor. Diode is normally a semiconductor, which is normally acting as a insulator at certain stage, or acting as an open state up to certain stage, and acting as a short circuit or a conductor after certain stage. Then diode is nothing but a semiconductor, which is acting as an insulator, which is acting as a conductor. So the diode is made up of two materials. One is made up of a p-type material, other is made up of a n-type material. And what are the majority carriers in the p? Any electronic student is present? The holes are the majority carriers in the p layer. The electrons are majority carriers in the n layer normally. So I have a one layer is called as a p layer. I have a one other layer is called as a the n layer, and which is made up of a semiconductor material. Now I am taking the silicon content. I am just using a silicon semiconducting material, and the p-type is manufactured by silicon semiconducting material, and n-type is also manufactured by the silicon semiconducting material. I already said that there are holes of majority carriers in p-type, and the electrons are majority carriers in n-type. And I am just making a sandwiching, combining together. But sandwiching and grouping together and then a p layer no n layer no ఒక గ్రూప్ గా ఫామ్ చేశానండి, అంటే కంబైన్డ్ చేశాను, దగ్గరగా తీసుకొని వచ్చాను, నేను టుగెదర్ చేశాను. And whenever I am taking this gathering, or when I am bringing the p into the p nearer to the n or n nearer to the p, there may be a movement of holes towards the n layer. There may be a movement of electrons towards the p layer. Nothing but the holes moves toward the N layer and electrons moves toward the P layer. But the energy of the hole may be lesser and it will stop at some other place. The whole of the energy of the electron is some other less, it will stop at some other place. Nothing but one common area which has both electrons as well as the hole. That common area is called as a barrier. For example, I have 100 number of holes in the P layer and 100 number of electrons in the N layer. The 10 holes moves toward the N layer, 10 electrons moves toward the P layer. The 10 plus 10 is stored or stagnated at one area. That area is called as a barrier. That is called as the potential barrier or depletion layer. So I have one depletion layer between of P and N. And everybody knows that until the presence of the P layer, depletion layer, there is no amount of current flow. That maybe some leakage current will be flow because there is maybe a leakage carriers between of that. And that the amount of current flow normally is always is a lower. That is nothing but the open circuit. When the applied potential is lesser than the specified value, and when the light intensity is lesser than the specified value, your solar panel is always acts as an open circuit. It never generates any electrical power. It never produces any amount of electrical current. It is always acting as a open circuit. The voltage is because the intensity of the light is lesser. It is always acting as a open circuit. When the light intensity is striking on the panel goes on increasing. When the light intensity on the strike, when the light intensity goes on increasing, automatically it goes on increasing. The moment of the holes, the moment of the electrons goes on increasing, and finally the depletion layer becomes breaks off, or the barrier becomes breaks off. Then there is a amount of current flow established between of P to N. Then that is nothing but a conducting condition. That's what the solar panel normally during cloudy situation, during the night situation, it is acting as an open circuit. When the intensity of the light is maximum, then it is acting as a short circuit. That's what they will indicate the open circuit voltage and short circuit current. Every panel will indicating with a open circuit voltage will indicate a short circuit current. The solar panel or solar panel is made up of a number of cells. The arrangement of a cell depends upon that type of connection. For example, I have a 72 number of cells in a solar panel. I will make as 18 of one segment. 18 of segment, nothing but I have a 4 segments. Then 18 number of the 4 number of segments will be connected in parallel. Then I can raise the value of the current, keeping the voltage as remains constant. Or otherwise, I will connect the 4 number of segments in series, keeping the current as constant, and the voltage will be varies. So this is depends upon the requirement. Depends upon the requirement. The cells may be arranged. Finally, you will get a 1 plus symbol and 1 minus symbol. For every solar panel, you will get 1 plus and 1 minus as output. Nothing but the light intensity of the sun will be converted as a DC power. అంతే కదండి, ప్లస్ మైనస్ ఉంటే ఏ పవర్ అంటారండి దాన్ని? DC పవర్ అంటారు. So when the light intensity of the falling on the solar panel, it converts light energy into electrical energy. That electrical energy is independent of frequency. That is nothing but a DC. So we are getting a DC system. But every appliance,
small doubt. What is this TV, sir? In the diagram, TV, what is that?
Yeah, I will give the explanation. Okay, I'm coming.
Okay.
I will come each one by one. Okay. So okay. Then, so now we are getting of a DC voltage which has a positive, which has a negative. But every appliance in our home or in our system as a AC appliance, we need a conversion which converts DC to AC. Normally, it is called as a inversion. The one device which we are using to convert DC to AC DC to AC, that is nothing but the inverter. After conversion of a DC power supply to AC power supply, then directly you may feed to the transmission line. This is one option. You may feed to the transmission line. So whatever may be the light energy, you are converting into the DC power supply. DC power supply converted as a AC power supply, and AC power supply can be directly fed to the transmission line. This is one. This is one. For example, now let's forget about this particular area. This particular area. You have this particular mechanism. You have a solar panel in your home. You have an inverter which is converting DC to AC, and directly you are feeding to your appliance. It may be a TV or it may be a bulb. That TV or maybe a bulb, because you are directly supplying the AC power supply to your appliance which is in your home. This is a residential application. Or you can transfer. For example, in our college, I told we have a solar power plant. After collection of the sun energy, after conversion of sun energy, after conversion of DC to AC, which will directly fed to the grid. Grid is nothing but SPDCL power supply. From that grid itself only, it will supply all the appliances. But here, in your home, if it is off grid, direct it supplies to your appliance only. Now you got the point? Somebody has questioned me.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Murli,
It's okay?
yes, sir.
It's okay?
Yes,
Right.
yes, sir.
Because it is a two parts. I already told that off grid as well as the on grid. So you can use as a on grid, or you can use as a off. If the off grid comes, automatically it supplies to your appliances. If on grid comes like this, and why it is written as a 1 and 2 with both the directions? Nothing but you can export electrical energy, you can import electrical energy. For example, a KSRM Engineering College is having a 550 kilowatt of solar power plant. The demand of solar power plant is 700 kilowatt. Sorry, KSRM Engineering College is 700 kilowatt. The KSRM college requires 700 kilowatt, but the generation is only 550 kilowatt. Then the 150 kilowatt is a minus. The KSRM college demands more, but the generation is less. How the KSRM Engineering College meet the demand of the requirement? The 150 kilowatt or 150 kVA should get from the SPTCL. That's what the 150 coming from SPTCL and 550 coming from the solar power plant. The 700 becomes to the KSRM Engineering College. Is there any KSRM Engineering College? Anukunta. Just assuming that this is a KSRM Engineering College, where I kept a pointer. This is called as a KSRM Engineering College. Now 550 kilowatt is coming from the solar power plant, converting DC to AC and supplying. Then similarly, the 150 kilowatt or 150 kVA electrical power, number two చూసుకోండి, coming from that and directly supply. ఇక్కడ ఇన్వర్టర్ అవసరం లే, ఇక్కడ ఇన్వర్టర్ bypass అయిపోతుంది, డైరెక్ట్ గా వచ్చేది గ్రిడ్ లోకి వచ్చేస్తుంది. Then it becomes as 700 kilowatt. For example, nowadays, due to COVID-19, the college has closed. The generation is 550 kilowatt. The demand of KSRM Engineering College is only 150 kilowatt. Generation is maximum than the requirement of the KSRM Engineering College. Yenta surplus undandi, 400 kilowatt surplus undi. That 400 kilowatt will directly supply to the grid itself only. And to one part loki velipotundandi. One and supply to KSRM Engineering College is under one. The KSRM Engineering College is under one because it has a surplus amount of electrical power. It is supplying to the grid, but when the KSRM Engineering College demands more, it connects under number 2. You got is it clear? Why it has indicated as 1 as out and 2 as in? సరే అక్కడికి వదిలేస్తాం, ఇక్కడికి వస్తామండి. ఇక్కడ ఈ ఏరియాకి వస్తాం. సో ఈ ఏరియాకి వచ్చినప్పుడు ఇక్కడ నేను ఓన్లీ ఇన్వర్టర్ మాత్రమే రాశాను. దీంట్లో ఇండైరెక్ట్ ఇంకోటి ఉంటుంది, దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ as కన్వర్టర్ బై ఇన్వర్టర్. ఇట్స్ ఎ డ్యూయల్ సిస్టమ్, డ్యూయల్ కన్వర్టర్. It's a combination of both. It's combination of both. Normally, converter converts AC to DC. Inverter converts DC to AC. సార్ ఇక్కడ ఏం చేస్తారు, కన్వర్టర్ మోడ్ నేను ఆఫ్ చేసి పెట్టుకుంటాను, నాకు అవసరం లేదు. బికాజ్ ఈవెన్ ఎప్పుడు అవసరం లేదు అంటే నేను చెప్తాను చూడండి. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్, ఐఎమ్ యూజింగ్ ఏ సోలార్ ఎనర్జీ, నేను ఇదే అనుకుంటాను, జస్ట్ లెట్స్ ఫర్గెట్ అబౌట్ దిస్ వన్, ఈ పార్ట్ అంతా మర్చిపోండి, మర్చిపోయి ఈ 4 మాత్రమే గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. దిస్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ ఏ one house. It is your house and you have a solar power plant in your home and you have a inverter, you have the battery power supply. అంటే బ్యాటరీ బ్యాకప్ ఉందండి. ఈ బ్యాటరీ ఎట్లా ఛార్జ్ అవుతాం, సోలార్ తో ఛార్జ్ అవుతా ఉంది. మీ ఇంటి పవర్ సప్లైతో ఛార్జ్ కావటం లే, మీ ఇంటికి ఇచ్చే సప్లైతో ఛార్జ్ కావటం లే, ఎట్లా ఛార్జ్ అవుతా ఉంది, కేవలము బ్యాటరీతో సోలార్ తో మాత్రమే ఛార్జ్ అవుతా ఉంది. For example, during a daytime, the demand of your house is very, very less. మీకే అంత అవసరం లేదండి, ఈ ప్యానల్ జనరేట్ చేసిన ఎలక్ట్రికల్ ఎనర్జీ మీకు అవసరం లేదు. యూ హ్యావ్ ఎ సర్ప్లస్ అమౌంట్ ఆఫ్ ఎలక్ట్రికల్ ఎనర్జీ దాన్ యువర్ రిక్వైర్మెంట్. వాట్ ఎవర్ సర్ప్లస్ అమౌంట్ ఆఫ్ ఎలక్ట్రికల్ ఎనర్జీ విచ్ ఇస్ ఎ DC ఫార్మాట్, కన్వర్టెడ్ యాజ్ AC. AC కన్వర్ట్ అయిపోయింది కదా, సో అగైన్ కన్వర్ట్స్ AC టు DC అండ్ స్టోర్డ్ ఇన్ ద బ్యాటరీ. సో దాంట్లోకి వెళ్ళిపోతుంది, బ్యాటరీకి సర్ప్లస్ అమౌంట్ ఆఫ్ పవర్ ఏదైతే ఉందో విల్ స్టోర్ ఇన్ ద బ్యాటరీ. But during a night time, the power supply has gone. The solar, there is no sun. Night time sun లేదు, అలాగే పవర్ సప్లై లేదు. అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుందండి, ఈ బ్యాటరీలోంచి సప్లై తీసుకుంటుంది. బ్యాటరీ సప్లై ఏమండి, DC పవర్ సప్లై విల్ కన్వర్ట్స్ DC టు AC అండ్ సప్లై టు. చూడండి ఇక్కడ నాకు ఇక్కడ 1 and 2 సర్ప్లస్ గా ఉంటే పంపించాను, నాకు స్కార్సిటీ ఉంటే తీసుకున్నాను. ఇక్కడ కూడా చూడండి, సర్ప్లస్ ఉంటే బ్యాటరీలోకి పంపించాను, స్కార్సిటీ ఉంటే బ్యాటరీ నుంచి బయటికి తీసుకున్నాను. నో దిస్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ యాజ్ ద ఆఫ్లైన్ యూపీఎస్. Because your house is feeding from, one is a backup power supply, other is from the main power supply. Your house appliances continuously using by the household without any interruption. But here the KSRM Engineering College also using this. I hope you got very clear. Shall I proceed further?
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Japan, sir.
Sir, please wrap up,
I will come
sir.
to the last point. I will come to the last point.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So, what are the advantages of a solar power plant? I told already. There are the availability of the source is maximum, which are the maintenance cost is very, very minimum. But the installation cost is maximum. But sometimes the cost of the land along with the solar panel, along with the inverter, along with the transmission line becomes maximum. But even though, even you are ready to install a solar power plant, the solar power plant normally available for 320 days. ఇక్కడ కూడా ఏమైతుందంటే there are like you have to approach the one government organization regarding the availability of a sunlight in one area when you want to keep a solar power plant, and you have to see the availability of the solar energy for a long time. Then only the efficiency of the solar power plant will become as a maximum. But I told the panel itself is one playing of important role. The panels are 3 types. The one type is called a thin film type. This is a very older power plant which is in Pulivendula ఉందండి ఈ ప్లాంట్, వెరీ ఓల్డర్ పవర్ ప్లాంట్. ఇప్పుడు ఎవడు వాడటం లేదు, అదంతా కాస్ట్ ఎక్కువగా ఉంటుంది, లోయర్ పర్ఫార్మెన్స్ ఉంటుంది. తర్వాత క్రిస్టలైన్ వచ్చిన తర్వాత నౌ వీఆర్ యూజింగ్ ఏ పాలిక్రిస్టలైన్. And even somebody is using of a monocrystalline also. And I told already we are using a crystalline solar cells. So these are the different solar collectors. So these are the different batteries what we have. So I think I have taken nearly 50 minutes time. If any queries you can ask me. Already it takes nearly 2 hours time period. For the half an hour it's not possible.
What is the average efficiency of a solar panel?
It's around of a 17 percentage today
70.
itself.
Okay,
17,
okay,
17.
okay.
Earlier it is only 13, now it become as a 17% because we are using a crystalline solar cell or PV cell. While they are preparing of a solar module, the collection of light energy at the same time the conversion of light energy into the electrical field is almost maximum.
So I think this is one of the drawback of the solar panel because efficiency is less.
Efficiency is less, that is not the drawback, because even though you are using a big panel which is a 2 square meter area, which produces only 17 percentage of the energy from the total light energy. But if you want to establish a major power plant, you need a more land area. The cost of the land becomes much. Okay, another one.
Yes, sir. Any doubts or any questions from faculty side or any
Bhaskar, sir.
student?
Hello, Bhaskar, sir. I'm Suresh Kumar, sir.
Sir, Chapan.
Sir, have you done any studies on the continuous tracking of these panels during the diurnal motion of the sun, sir, in our college?
Yeah, we have, but we have only the fixed position.
Have you conducted any studies, sir? That is my question.
Yeah, we have conducted with the tracking scheme. We have performed number of things.
Then how much percentage of efficiency has it?
When we are going through a tracking, at least it will become as a 28%. 28%. 28%.
Have you conducted that study, sir? That is the question.
The tracking is almost essential, sir. Today's tracking is essential one, other than a fixed position. Even we have one is called as other than this. 1 second. Other than this, I went one power plant which is nearby Pamidi in Anantapur district. They are using a solar concentrated panel, which is a PV thermal power plant, which efficiency more than a 55%.
Yes.
Which efficiency more than a 55%. I visited personally along with our honorable.
This is actually that is concentrated thermal power. No.
That is called a PV thermal, sir. Solar thermal.
That is thermal power station actually.
Yeah, PV thermal. PV thermal. It's called as PV thermal. It's not a thermal. It's a PV thermal.
I am talking about our plant.
Yeah, our plant also.
PV thermal means we are using what we call this solar thermal for what I mean to say.
Yeah, that's called a PV thermal. No, both are the same.
My
PV
question
thermal.
is, sir.
Sir, Suresh Kumar, sir. Suresh Kumar, sir, your voice is not clear, sir.
Photovoltaics, fixed one. I will conduct any study.
Just can you type it on, sir? Can you type it?
That literature
Because I am not getting your voice very clearly. Can you type it onwards? I will just
okay, sir. Okay.
give the information.
Personally, that is better.
Right, sir. Okay, thank you, sir.
I will talk it personally with you. I will talk with.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. No problem. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Anything is else from the students? Okay, thank you for your patience. Listen almost for 55 minutes. I think I have given only 2% of the information regarding solar power plant. And if the time permits in next sessions, if you provide at least 2 hours time period, I will give the entire information to you. Thank you, Narayan sir, providing this opportunity from CRI and from the for the management also. Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you for giving valuable information to faculty members, sir.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
And students. Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you, participants. Just now we stop the session, sir. Thank you.